Hey there, everybody. Okay, so today I am going to break down for you in this video how you earn the cruise with the company. So, the company announced the beginning of May that we can earn a cruise with Royal Caribbean, and it is called Points to Paradise. You earn it by accumulating points, and the points are dollar for dollar retail for both your personal sales and your personal team building of your current or new team members that you add personally to your team. So, we're going to break it down. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen because I am going to explain all the things. All right, so here is the first thing. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, so there are three different levels of the cruise that you can earn. One is the 25,000 point level where you can earn the Gucci sunglasses. Thank you, Mary Kay, for giving us designer sunglasses. The second level is 50,000 points where you earn the sunglasses and the Ferragamo crossbody designer handbag. And then the third level is the 75,000 point level where you earn both of those plus the cruise voucher. So to clarify, because I've already gotten lots of questions about this, there is no scheduled dates, itinerary, or ship that is planned for you for a trip. So you get a voucher for Royal Caribbean with no expiration date in the value of $2,000, and you apply it at checkout when you book your own cruise. Now, we can decide amongst the achievers, do we want to go on a cruise together? And you can apply this towards the cost. You could go on a trip with your family. You could pick a month-long cruise to Europe. That might be like a $15,000 cruise. You put in the voucher at the end and now you owe $13,000. You could do a 3 or 4 day cruise locally where you maybe don't need a flight, and then it essentially makes your cruise almost free because you pick a lesser expensive cruise for a shorter period of time. Maybe it's more at sea, less ports of call, an older ship, so on and so forth. So you get to do whatever you want with your voucher, which is so nice. So thank you, Mary Kay, for that. So just so that you know what you are working towards. All right, so let's break it down. So there are the prizes, and there are three different ways that you can earn points with this promotion. So we who have been in Mary Kay for a minute, we've always tracked things based on wholesale. Okay, we're doing a pivot because now the company, for everything literally other than Star, is having us track everything in retail. The reason for that is now that they have introduced the tiered income of the 30% and the 50% does change the income, wholesale, and retail structure. For example, if you have a new consultant or an inactive consultant who places an order on InTouch through CDS or through My Shop and they are not active, they are making a 30% profit, not a 50% profit. And so the retail does not mirror image reflect the 50%, 50% like it always has. Now it could be 30% profit. So that is not the same as the full retail on a 50% off item if you would have that discount. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to confuse you, but I do want to shed some light on why we are tracking things, especially like this promotion, in terms of retail, not wholesale. I will give you a breakdown in terms of wholesale, but just know that those are estimated numbers. It is not going to be a surefire mirror dollar for dollar amount in like a comparison. Okay, so for your personal retail sales, every dollar that you order with no limit is going to be $1 retail. So you order $1 retail, that is going to count as 1 point. Okay. There is no maximum in this category. You could earn the entire cruise on your personal sales. That's not the smartest way to do it. This is not the way that this program is designed, this promotion, but I will explain how you can do it that way on your own. There is no maximum for the points for your personal sales, but there is a minimum, and that is the 10,000 points. So you would have to do at least 10,000 retail. This is over the 6-month period. This contest period goes from May 1st, 2026 through October 31st of 2026. So if you would get a $50 My Shop order, then you are going to get 50 points. Okay. All right. If you would do a $600 wholesale order, for example, that is probably going to be a mirror image with a 1,200 retail, so you're going to get 1,200 points. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so the next category and way that you can earn points is going to be on your team retail sales. So if you currently have team members on your team and they are selling and ordering product, their retail orders are counting 100% for this challenge, as well as new team members that join your team. They do have to be a personal team member for their points to count for your cruise as well. they also double dip and count for their crews. So as you are building a team, that is the way this promotion is designed to be earned, is you are building a red jacket team, moving to team leader, moving to DIQ. The goal would be to become a sales director. Okay, so let's just pretend that Michelle is a consultant on our team and she adds Rachel to her team, and Rachel decides that she's going to order $500 retail. That is going to count as 500 points for both Michelle and Rachel's team. Okay. And then you do have a max cap out on your team members' retail points for the purpose of this promotion, and that does max out at 10,000. So 10,000 retail is equivalent to about 5,000 wholesale. So that is about 800 wholesale a month if you are going to break that down like evenly. So all of your team members can contribute towards you earning your cruise as well. How cool is that? Okay. And the team building is really where the magic happens. We're going to break down some examples for you. And then the final way that you can earn points for this promotion is to choose to debut as a sales director. So not only when you become a sales director do you unlock extra income potential, directors make about 300% more than consultants. We have extra bonuses and avenues of income that we can make at the sales director level. Plus, as a brand new director in your very first year, you have the opportunity to earn $6,000 in cash bonuses. There's a beautiful jewelry set that you can earn, plus a designer handbag when you debut as a sales director. And then you can do what's called head of the class, which is the dean's list if you're in the top 3 of your debuting class, which is the month that you debut. At your 12-month mark, anybody who debuted at the same month, if you're in the top 3, you get a beautiful blue topaz and real diamond and gold ring, which is so exciting. Okay, so that is a couple things. So when you debut as a brand new sales director during this time period, which would be between May 1st and October 31st, you get an extra 5,000 points towards your cruise. All right, so here's why team building matters, because you can earn the trip by being what we call a solo sailor. Now, if you are going to earn the trip, the cruise voucher, without team building, it is going to be about 12,500 retail a month. That is about 6,000, a little more than 6,000 wholesale sold and ordered by you each month. That's about triple what National Court of Sales is. So not the smartest, most realistic way to earn this promotion because it wasn't designed to be achieved that way, but it is possible. So I do want to show you that this is one way that you could earn it. Red Jacket Energy, let's unlock that one. Okay, so this would be a monthly example. Let's pretend that you add 3 team members this month and you have your first team member, she does 1,000. The second team member does 600. The third team member does an active order of 450. Okay, those are in retail numbers. Your personal retail is going to be that 10,450. That is one way that you can lock in the cruise of the points that you need for each month to be earning that. If you're moving up into DIQ, you guys can pause this Zoom and you can read over these numbers a little slower if you want. This is an example. To become a DIQ, which stands for Director in Qualification, you have to have 8 ordering active team members or more on your team to submit month 1 of DIQ. So I broke this example down for you, and here are 8 team members that are ordering on your team plus your personal retail. So you see your personal retail gets lower as your required amount to hit the minimum average retail per month for the 6-month qualification to earn the cruise. The more team members you have, the less your retail needs to be because it's designed to be a team effort to earn it. And then the last one is when you move into director. So to become a sales director and debut, you need to have 24 active team members. Active means they've ordered at least 450 retail in the last 3 calendar months. And so there you see your retail sales number is even lower. It's just a little over your 600, about an 800 wholesale for that month. Now that's just this month, right? Because you're probably not going to go into DIQ with 24 active team members. You're going to be building up to that. But I just wanted to break that down. You can see the more team members that you add because their retail dollar amount counts in your point amount. What you need to do for personal sales decreases. Okay. All right. So the next thing, let's break it down. So whether you are in your Great Start time frame or you already have passed your Great Start time frame, which if you're new here and you're not sure what that lingo is, if you have joined Mary Kay and you have been in Mary Kay for 4 months or less, your first 4 months, so the month that you got your consultant number and that you signed up, and then the following 3 calendar months. So your first 4 months is your Great Start time frame. Whether you're ready to just ramp up your team building or in your Great Start time frame, I want to break this down for you. So if you are brand new and you're in your first 4 months, otherwise known as your Great Start time frame, you are eligible for one of two things. That is either Ready, Set, Sell, which means you have not placed your very first order yet. Once you've placed your first order, you are only eligible for Ready, Set, Sell bundles and points in your very first order in your first 4 months. If that time frame has already passed and you've been in Mary Kay more than 4 months, none of this applies to you, but I want you to hear it to explain it to your new team members. Okay. If you are in your first 4 months, you've already placed your first order, Ready, Set, Sell goes away, and now you are in Ready, Set, Keep selling. You can earn a maximum of 6 bundles in your first 4 months in the Ready, Set, Keep selling category. So let's just take, for example, a max out consultant. So let's say that you add a new team member to your team. Let's go back to Michelle and Rachel just for the sake of examples and keeping names simple. Michelle adds a team member named Rachel. Rachel decides she's going to start her business with a new consultant full store order of 3,600 wholesale. 3,600 wholesale is equivalent to 7,200 retail. So right there, that 7,200 is counting towards the cruise. However, she's getting free bundles. At this level, she's getting 6 additional bundles of product for free in her very first order only. And that value is going to total $1,140 retail. So when she sells it, that's 100% profit since the company gave it to her for free. But we're going to add those two columns together. So she's actually getting 8,340 points / retail products for free from the company. Okay. Or from the company, not all free, but from the company. So 8,340 retail is equivalent to 8,340 points. Now she moves into Ready, Set, Keep selling, because Ready, Set, Sell is only eligible for her very first order only. But now she decides in her first 4 months that she's going to sell and continue to order product, continue to build her inventory, and you can max out with Ready, Set, Keep selling with 6 bundles. So she decides to do that through the course of the next 4 months. That's another 3,600 wholesale cumulative, which is 7,200 retail. She's going to get $768 of free products, which is what those 6 bundles total. So that's going to be another 7,968 points towards the cruise. Now, caveat, remember me telling you that there was a max out. So I think I said Michelle recruited Rachel. If I said it backwards, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to confuse you. So for the sake of Michelle, who added Rachel, Michelle is going to get a cap of 10,000 points for Rachel because 8341 or 40 plus 7968 exceeds 10,000. So that 10,000 point is the max out. So Michelle will get 10,000 points for Rachel's orders. Rachel, however, there is no limit for her personal retail. So that is almost 16 or a little over 16,000 that's counting towards the cruise just for her new consultant first 4 months of her ordering. Does that make sense? Now, if you are in your Great Start time frame, you also are eligible to get new team building bonus bundles with your new team members that come into Mary Kay Great Start qualified. So this is eligible for you in your first 4 months. So any team member that joins your team and does an initial order of 600 or more who's qualified in your Great Start time frame, you are not only going to get a $50 cash bonus from Mary Kay plus a 4, 6, or 8% commission check from Mary Kay, you are also going to get the additional bundles from the company, which is about $256 of retail products for each team member, which is equivalent to 256 points. And there's no cap on that. Okay, moving on from that, I'm going to break that down in another picture as well. So let's talk about the growth plan and how we can get there. So here's an example. If we break down the amount that you need to earn the cruise by a monthly goal, you can see that this is accumulating. So this is you and your team combined. This is not just your personal sales exclusively. This is you and your personal team members on a monthly, and then we divided it by 4 on a weekly breakdown. So let's pretend in May, you and your team do 8,570 retail / points in the whole month of May. That's going to be about 2,140 a week. So what does that look like? Let's take the June example. The 9,855 retail / points, that's 2,465 a week. So here's the example. You hold a 6-person party. You sell $613. That's equivalent to 613 points. You add a Great Start qualified team member whose initial order is a 600 qualified, so that's 1,390 points retail because of her free bundle. Your second team member sells a repair set and orders it right on the website, so that's 230 retail, it's 230 points. And your third team member sells 2 miracle sets and orders right on the website or CDSs them, so now it's 232 retail for that team member and 232 points because it's a mirror image, remember? So you add that together, yours plus your 3 team members, so there's your 2,465 week. Okay, so the other thing that I do want to remind you as well What made me think of this? Oh, the 613 retail party and the 613 points. This is really important to notate this. The points count for the cruise when the product is ordered to the company in the 6-month cruise promotion timeframe. Now, what do I mean by that? Here's my inventory. The company does not know when I sell product from my house. They have no way of knowing that. So if you are a consultant who has inventory and you have a store that you are cash and carrying from, that's great. Recommend it. Don't stop doing that. Build your inventory. However, if you are doing like paper sales tickets like this, okay, or on the app or on InTouch, however, so this was a sale that I had the other day. It was $319. The company doesn't know I sold this and I had it all, so I cash and carried it. This is not counting towards the cruise until I reorder and restock the products because it needs to be a transaction of retail and points in the system. Does that make sense? I just want to make sure you guys like are putting two and two together. It's the same for like National Court of Sales and the Princess Court and all of that. The company, like you could build your inventory and count towards that goal. But if you're selling product and it's not a new order to the company, they don't know that you sold it. Okay, there are tracking sheets. These tracking sheets are in the May folder of the Joni's Gems Facebook group. They're also on our Joni's Gems unit website. So you can print out these tracking sheets. These you are coloring in when you hit the retail bubble amount. And then there is one just for the glasses and the clutch, the glasses, the clutch, and the cruise. So whichever level you are shooting for, print out that coordinating sheet. And then just know that I'm here for you in all the ways as you are working towards earning the cruise. I'm so excited. All right, we're going to switch gears because I want to show you another thing really quick. All right, hang on one second. We're going to pull this up and I'm going to show this to you. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to show you is this Points to Paradise sheet that we broke down so that you guys can see another example of how to earn. Okay, now this one's really important and I need to add this to the Facebook group album, the May album. So by the time I post this recording, it's going to be in the album for you. Okay, so here is a strategy and scenario. So we're going to start down at the bottom. If you are ordering and you're already in the habit of ordering 600 wholesale every month because you're on track for Rise and Radiate, you're on track for the Consistency Club, you are tracking being a star consultant and being an all-star all 4 quarters. Or maybe you're not been in the company for the whole year, but you want to be a star all the quarters that you've been in the company. 600 wholesale is like the minimum bar to stay on track for all the things. That's equivalent to 1,200 retail. That's going to equal 7,200 points over a 6-month period. That's not enough to earn the cruise. Okay? So you would really need to increase that to a minimum of an 800 wholesale, which is a 1,600 retail, which is 9,600 points. Okay? Even if you did that, like with your team, if your team did 600 and you did 800 or vice versa, that's still only totaling 16,800 points. That's not enough to earn a prize, okay? Let's go up to the next level. So you decide that you're going to boost up to an 800 wholesale, which is 1,600 retail. That's 9,600 points over the 6-month qualification period. And then you start to add team members, and your team members are doing about 1,500 wholesale, which is about 3,000 retail. That's about 18,000 points. That is going to earn you the sunglasses. So if you are on track to, like, let's just say that you want to shoot for Red Jacket, okay? That 1,500 wholesale can come from like 2 or 3 team members ordering, and then you are building what we call like your team of red, right? So like your personal team ordering plus your personal retail will earn you the glasses. Let's go up to the next level. So you kick it into the Island Princess and you decide that you're going to order and sell 1,200 wholesale. That's 2,400 retail. That's going to total 14,400 retail points in the 6-month qualification period because we're multiplying that by 6. And then let's say that your team, because you are continuing to build a team, or you have a strong selling team, you have a team that's coming in with inventory, you have a team that is coming in active and qualified, and you're continuing to add 1, 2, 3, 4 team members a month through that time frame. So now you've got 3,000 team wholesale production, which is 6,000 retail. We're going to multiply that by the 6 months. That is 50,000. That's going to earn you the sunglasses and the crossbody bag. Let's kick it up another notch. I really want to linger on this one because I really want to explain it. This is so important, and this is my favorite flyer. Okay, if you are tracking the National Queen's Court of Sales, that is an average of 1,800 wholesale a month. That's a star order every single month. That's going to end you in Pearl Star each month, or each quarter, which is really exciting. That's 3,200 retail a month. That's going to be 21,600 retail points in the 6 month qualification period. That's going to put you at Paradise Queen, which is your team also doing about a little over 4,000 in team production. So, however many team members you have, remember all of their retail is counting. They do max at 10,000 points, but your team is probably going to hit about 4 to 5,000 a month. So that is your retail is about 8,000. So multiply it by 6 months. That's your 48,000 points plus the 21,000 points. So now you just are hitting over the 75,000 point mark to earn everything, including the cruise voucher. Okay, I do want to break down something else for you guys. Have you ever thought about what is your dream commission check that you want to earn with Mary Kay? In fact, I'm going to look and see. I just found these the other day. You guys, how cool is this? Because this was not part of what I was planning on sharing. I'm gonna stop screen sharing because I want to show you this for just a second. Okay. This is a little vision statement and affirmation sheet that I made, I don't even know how many years ago. And I want to share this with you really quick. It says, I'm a positive thinking, forward moving, vision casting Cadillac sales director, sharing faith, family, and fun with others so they can experience the abundance of God. My vision is to inspire women to courageously pursue reaching their dreams that God planted in their hearts and to create the life for themselves and their family that they dream of, to equip them with the knowledge, resources, positivity, encouragement, inspiration, skills, and leadership as their business coach to make them a reality. I choose today to inspire women to live by the choices that they are fueled by their values as they passionately pursue their God-given potential and give to women and grow into the women that God intended them to be. I choose to trust God's resources since the dream is bigger than all my abilities and acquaintances. I will continue when discouraged, for where there is not faith in the future, there is no power in the present. I attract winners because big dreams draw big people. I am caring, sharing, and daring. I am vivacious, courageous, and outrageous. I will pour my heart into my goal and dream today as if it's the last day to make it happen. I will not be stopped. I will be a winner. I deserve victory. I will stand on that stage and pick up my bar pin, my car keys, my bumblebee, and my diamond ring. Do not doubt me. Just look into my eyes and you will see victory. I have a dream and it's greater than all my gifts and talents. It's larger than the world. And if it's to be, it's up to me. I can, I will, I must. I must lead the way today. It begins with one, and with God as my business partner, I consider it done. Guys, I read this out loud every single day for I don't even know how many years. I kind of forgot about it because it's pretty old. I wrote this before I ever earned a Cadillac. I wrote this before I ever earned a bar pin. I had earned a car, but not a bumblebee or a diamond ring. And now I've earned countless of those, like over a dozen of each of those. The same time that I was doing that, this was the cover of my date book. Look, I tore it and I wanted to keep it. Let's just talk about this. There's my little babies. This was my friend Chris's pink Cadillac. I remember borrowing it and taking it to the car wash to do this photo shoot. I hired a photographer to come take these pictures because I wanted to live in my vision. This ring, this bee, this bar pin, this necklace. So if you're new here, you earn a loop each time that you do all three of these in the same year. It's the hardest thing to do at Mary Kay. I've done it 5 times now. This ring was when you did the 500,000 unit club that year. I did earn it. This is the national or the top sales director trip. We've not earned that yet, and I don't know what I was doing here. I think I just wanted to be in the best shape of my life. There's our dream home. That's a whole nother story. And then these were some of the things that I was working towards. And actually, this right here, it says, can you see? It says I am. And I just want to point out that I actually got a tattoo that says I am because that was something that I live in so much. And it was, where do I see myself? I am driving a pink Cadillac. I am a top sales director. I am traveling the world with Mary Kay. I am a triple star achiever. I'm building an area of reds. I'm rising up leaders and leading by example. I'm a great mother and a wife. I am a master of balance and harmony. I'm an overcomer of hard things. I'm fearless and brave. I'm outgoing and go give. I'm present in the moment. I'm living with no regrets. I'm breaking belief barriers and I'm living in my priorities. This was from Seminar 2020. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you is about that same time, there was a point in time that this little sheet that I just showed you guys, we kind of like made our own. Can you see that I printed my name and I taped it on top of somebody else's check? The person's check that I printed and put my name on top of, like I think this is like a weird mirror image, but just work with me here. This check is $10,456.97. I realize this is upside down and reversed. But anyway, what I want you to see here is this was somebody else's actual check from Mary Kay that I printed out, and I put my name over that person's name. This is so old, I don't even remember whose check this was. Vienna, Virginia. Oh, it's my friend Robin Saylor. I can see it behind my name. Robin Saylor is a really good friend of mine. I haven't talked to her in a minute. I should probably message her and tell her that I just saw this. The date of this was back in April of 2012. Her check that month, I was striving to have a $10,000 check. I wanted to have a five-digit check from Mary Kay. 10,426. Okay. This is my highest check to date. And I just want you guys to see that. I can't even read it. It's a mirror image. $15,574.74. This one actually was addressed to me. So I was not planning on sharing this today, but I'm glad that I did because I want you guys to print this if you have never done this before. What is your dream commission check that you want to earn with Mary Kay? And then you get to design and you get to build your check with the company. There is a new consultant check calculator if you are in your Great Start time frame where you can earn the Ready Set Sell bundles, the Ready Set Keep selling bundles, and the team building bundles if you're in your first 4 months. I'm not screen sharing that one today because it only applies to a couple people in our unit who are brand new in their first 4 months. But I want you to see where else you can start to build your check in Mary Kay. So yes, we make 30 or 50% of everything that we sell in Mary Kay. I'm just going to talk about 50% because you're probably not earning 30% if you want to build a team. Okay. But that's one area of income is the personal sales. I want you to think of like the commission structure in Mary Kay as like 2 feet. Okay. If you're only selling, think of yourself as like on like hopping on one leg towards the finish line. Like that's not going to be the fastest way for you to earn the most money in Mary Kay. But if you are team building and selling, just like we walk or just like we run, you have two avenues of income. One is team building and one is sales. So as you start to build a team in Mary Kay, you are going to get a $50 Great Start team building bonus. I don't know. Can you guys see it here in this box? So each time that you add a Great Start qualified team member, the company is going to give you a $50 cash bonus. Plus, you are going to earn a 4, 6, or 8% commission check from the company. That is going to be based on anything that your team members are earning once you have 3 or more active team members and you are what's called a star team builder. So the next thing, well, you're going to get that commission regardless of how many team members you have, but a star team builder is 3 or 4 active team members. But then here's what's really cool. When you jump to the team leader position, when you have 5 or more active team members, your commission is going to jump to 9 or 13%. That differentiates when you have 5 or more team members and they are all ordering 225 wholesale or more in the month and you are ordering at least 600, you're going to get a 13% check on your whole team commission that month. If one of those things are not in play, like you have 4, 3, 2, or 1 team members ordering 225 a month, or you don't hit 600 that month, then you get 9%. But that is still higher than this team building structure of commission if you are if you have less team members than 5, which is really cool. Then we have what's called an elite team leader, which is 8 or more, and that you get additional income there as well. So I want you to just look at how you can be making additional income in Mary Kay. So you've got that 50% in sales plus the 4, 9, 13, 6, 8%, whatever. And then you've got your Great Start qualified bonus. So that is so cool. Now I am going to just linger on one other thing. If you are in your first 4 months of Mary Kay and you're in your Great Start time frame, separate from the bundles that you can get for free for your orders and your team building, it's not straight money, but when you sell it, since it's 100% free, it's 100% profit. So that is an avenue of income for you. I want to break down if you choose to earn your red jacket in your first 4 months. So if you're new in Mary Kay and you don't have any team members, or you have team members and you can get really excited to move into what we call the red jacket, then you're in the top 6% of the company, which is very exciting. And you get one of these really cool, prestigious red jackets. There's a couple different styles. In fact, there are some newer styles as well. And so in this example here, in your first 4 months, for each team member that you add, you get this $50 bonus. Okay, so 50, 50, 50, right there, you're making a $150 cash bonus. Plus, you're going to be in the 8% commission tier, so you are going to get a $144 bonus. We add those together, it's $294. Plus, if you're in your first 4 months, your Great Start time frame, you are going to get 2 bundles for each team member So that's going to be about $240 each for each team member. So then we're going to take 240 times 3. So each bundle is 120. You're going to get 2 bundles for each one. So that's 6 bundles total. That's $720 in free product from the company that you can sell for 100% profit. So we're going to add your cash bonus plus your product bonus is going to equal just over $1,000 when you sell all that product and keep the profit plus your cash bonus. So could you get excited to earn an extra $1,000 in your first month as a brand new, or in your first 4 months as a brand new consultant in Mary Kay in your Great Start timeframe? If you are outside of your first 4 months, you're no longer in your Great Start timeframe, you are still going to get all of the 4 to 13% commission on what your team is doing, plus the $50 bonus for each Great Start qualified team member that comes onto your team. There is no limit or cap to that. There are consultants that have like 50 team members, and for whatever reason, they don't want to be a sales director, and they just keep adding team members, and they're just making a great commission. And I do want to remind you that last month, Becky added, I think it was 5 team members, and however much her team ordered, plus her bonuses, her commission check for team building, not including her sales, just team building, was just shy of $900. That's extra cash. That wasn't product bonuses. That was cash, extra commission check from the company for choosing to share this opportunity and help team members choose to come onto her team and start their own Mary Kay business. So I hope that you are excited. I hope that you are empowered. I hope that this was helpful to break this down. And then we've got some other team building promotions and sharing things happening. So check out what those are for this month, and I'll see you on the other side.